Hi everyone, hope you're well. Lazy camera again, I'm afraid, just because I've kind of left this a bit late, so I just need to get it done and put it up. Today is Tuesday the 6th of August 2013. The main problem with this camera is when the videos actually get uploaded, they nearly always go out of sync. So I highly recommend, if that bothers you, just listening to them and not actually watching, because it's just my face talking, you're not missing anything. Unless I do the rare occasions where I do hold something up, but then you can tell from what I'm saying to go and have a look. So today I haven't actually done anything productive yet. No, that's not true. I did a lot of decluttering, but I haven't done any work towards my dice rules or videos, and I've got my dice rules file open again, so I need to go back to that. As always, like I always say, these vlogs remind me that I haven't done any on it yet, so I go and do some in the evening. I don't think I got round to doing much on it in the evening yesterday, though, unfortunately. Like I was saying before, that I've grouped the different ideas, so I just need to make a couple of put together a couple of combinations and see which ones play well. So anyway, but last night, one thing I did, apart from just general YouTube and stuff, I guess, was I watched the first episode of Attack on Titan, because I keep on seeing people that I follow on Twitter mentioning it, and wow, I watched episode 1. I was tempted to watch episode 2 as well, but I was actually way too tired in the end. But it's so harsh. Like, the end of episode 1 is possibly the harshest opening ever that I've seen in an anime for a long time anyway. So I definitely recommend it, although not for the weak of heart. Is that the right phrase? What's the phrase? Not for the easily disturbed, or I don't know. So what else? This morning you might have remember I said the other day that I went to my grandparents and was attacking some nettles with a strimmer, and but I wasn't well dressed for it. So today I went back and I took some jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt and stuff, and attacked them a bit more properly. But then the strimmer started playing uploads, and how I went, it kind of just got completely gunged up basically with Nettle. So I went and got the manual and worked out how to just unscrew the cap and take it up, slide it apart so I could see inside. And on the joint is this, I don't know, might be interesting or not, but I was thinking, these nettles would be really easy to cut through because they're just like thin plants, right? But what it does is fibres, thin fibres from the stems, because the stems are really stringy when they get broken and split apart and stuff. So you get all these really thin string fibres, and they're spun round really, really thick, and they kind of wove together into this thick, knotted kind of rope-like substance, which is really strong and amazing. So that was really interesting, but also a huge hassle. So I've actually brought the strimmer back with me to, because once I realised, I was like, have you got a knife? And got my granddad's pen knife and I was trying to cut through it. And then my gran found a sharp kind of craft knife thing, so very sharp. So I was cutting a bit with that, and but I was like, I still didn't get through it, or I was sitting there for half an hour. I thought it's going to take a while. I'll take it home with me and carry on fixing it. So it's not, I don't think it's really designed for, I guess it's just designed for cutting grass. And I guess maybe hedges, the twigs would just snap off and not get wrapped around. But yeah, you think that nettles would just be thin and easy to cut, but they just get wrapped up inside it. It's crazy. Anyway, and also I went for a walk in the woods, as I always do, and there's just loads of butterflies today. I've just made a note to mention how many butterflies there are. There's just tons of them, which is really cool, so maybe I'll try and take some photos of them or something tomorrow. Then I watched the NASA live stream for a bit, because its Curiosity robot has been on Mars for a year now, so that was quite interesting. Watched a bit of that. I just think it's really all that Mars stuff, Curiosity Robot. I follow it on Twitter, and I just think it's just really amazing to think about this little robot all on its own, like millions of miles away, thousands of, possibly millions. I'm not sure. And then there was actually a power cut as well, which actually was just as I was thinking of like trying to get some videos organised and stuff, there was a big power cut. But that gave me a good excuse to get loads of tidying done. And I went through one of the big cupboards near me that are out of shot at the moment, just here. And there's like loads of cardboard boxes and stuff, a lot of which are essentially empty. So I went through sort of like seeing what was in each box and like, crushing a lot of the boxes and putting them in the recycling. So I cleared up loads of space. And yeah, I'm really getting into the decluttering thing. I feel like the whole kind of hoarding side of my brain from when I was younger has just completely switched off, and I'm just it kind of gets really good. Like the more you do little bits, and the more you actually like create space and create simplicity through getting rid of all this clutter that's kind of like blocking up my life, like Nettle Fibres in a Strimmer, the more, you feel more free. Cause it's like, oh, that's less stuff now and life is more simple. And it gets really addictive, and kind of thinking ahead to like, oh, wow, if I can do this with everything and just end up with just the best, rather than having all this kind of junk that I don't really want, and just have every possession I have be something that I actually want to have. That's a really great feeling. So anyway, and then most of this evening I've been listening to the TGS podcast, which is, of course, is now co-optional, and playing Scrolls. So I'll probably go back to that now and maybe try and get myself to do some dice rolls in a minute. So sorry for a very long video of nothing particularly interesting about just about how I wasted my day. But I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow.